I call it startup theater. You know, we're all obsessed with the most grandiose moments, but you know, the moments that matter, the moments that we learn from, the moments that make us who we are the moments when you've been kicked to your knees and you're questioning everything you've ever thought about, and you manage to find something inside of yourself that is true and real, and it is the distinctive reason why you are the right person to be doing what you are doing.
Yeah.
The majority of us love one another.
True.
It's why you can see it in your feeds when somebody posts that they graduated from XY school, or they got a degree, or their kid went to here, or they were able to get through cancer treatments. That's who we are.
I think the biggest detriment for entrepreneurs is just not starting. And I think they don't get started because they get the analysis paralysis, but what if, there's tons of what ifs. You have 22 what ifs, I'll have 22 today. Making that first step is always the hardest step, no matter what you're doing.
You only fail when you quit.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, that would be, because there's many times you start a company and it's not going your way, and it could be years, it could be 2 years, 3 years. You only fail when you quit. You keep going, because some of my best successes have been the ones I almost quit and decided, I'm going to give it one more push, and been able to take it to the next level.
You know what their desires are, what their experience is, what their resources are, and you could give them a clear path forward. And in my experience, a lot of time people won't do that because it's not their fault.
Right.
It's their experience is a product of other people's actions and choices.
At 40 something years old, if I'm not spending the rest of my life using my resources, my craft, my knowledge that I've acquired, the mental scars all over me from mistakes made, the people I know, etc. If I'm not like corralling all of that to help, ultimately make the planet a bit better for my kids, then what's the point?
And one might make the mistake that as CEO, you need to have all the answers, and everything everything should be figured out, and it's all up to you. And it really isn't. I think the best leader is almost like the opposite of that. They're like a sponge, taking it all in from every direction, whether it be their peers, their staff, their vendors, their partners, their shareholders, their board members. Like, I really do think you need to be influenced by the people around you to make the best decisions.
Yeah, I would say my core purpose, as well as what I'm trying to impart to Crafted employees and Crafted clients, like through Crafted, is to be nice and be kind to each other. I think the way that people interact with each other is typically one of the biggest problems in whether it's social or business life.
Yes.
And while Crafted's got a lot of tactics and tools in the tool belt, none of those tools really matter if you can't have collaborative, good relationships with people. If you start there and you're nice and you're empathetic and you understand people, the other crap can work itself out.
And then I think if you are in a situation where you're just the finance guy and they just see you as the finance guy, not the CEO, maybe you need to move companies. Like maybe you need to go somewhere where people see you differently, or then you act differently and people see you differently. And so I think however you get unstuck in whatever label someone's decided to put on you for the day, I think that helps.
I heard a great quote the other day, which said that you have two lives to live. One of them is when you realize you only have one life to live, and that's when you start your second life. And I found that incredibly powerful, especially when what I've been through. And I think, as entrepreneurs, you can lose sight of that, right? Like, why are you doing something, right? And you get so deep into the analytics, or why is my churn rate so high, or why does the investor not invest, and all this stuff. And entrepreneurship, like we said, is super hard. And so if you don't have that perspective, you don't enjoy your weekends and your hobbies and all your passions, then I think you're missing out on a big part of life as well.
You have to be able to let go, and you have to believe that they want, and you have to know, like, after you interview them and you say, okay, they want this as much as I do, because that they're going to work as hard as you are, and you have to let them catch up.
It seems like for people of color, MBA really allows you to have the network.
Gotcha.
Especially for entrepreneurial activities, you have access to people with capital, access to people that are interested in seeing different ideas grow and thrive. And I will say it's very difficult if you don't have that background.
People say a lot of stuff about millennials, right? And they're, millennials are hard to work with. They want everything, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, millennials are mission focused and they're mission driven, and they get a lot of, they feed their souls, and I'm generalizing here, but out of doing good for the world. And I think that's a great gift that they're giving to society.
One, to know that her confidence is to be self-validated only. It should not come from someone else. I talk about the currency of confidence, and think about it the same way you would an amount in your bank account. You own it, you choose how to grow it, you choose how to invest in it. It has your name on it. That's not someone else's option to deplete your account.
I don't know, it's like employees are part of that motivation too, right? You want to serve your clients and you want to do the best work possible. We know that our most important asset is the people willing to work hard with us. So it's a super motivator to me that our business needs to continue to do well if we're going to take care of the people that work with us, and we're going to take care of our community, maybe have a bit left over to do some, donations to organizations we believe in.
It's harder, it's going to take longer, and it's going to be more painful, which means when you wake up in the morning and you have a knot in your stomach because you have to look at the bank account, you just made payroll and you got to do it again in another 2 weeks. Like, when you have those moments, and those moments don't pass as rapidly as you would like you have to have something that keeps you going, and that has to be a belief in truly whatever it is that you're trying to build.